Tonight, a rare glimpse behind closed doors. Filmed today in Jerusalem before a live studio audience. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sat down for a candid interview on Israel's Channel 14. For the first time since the release of the 20 hostages, he spoke in Hebrew, openly and without filters. No scripts, no talking points, just raw conviction. He spoke about the hostage deal, whether Israel will continue the war with Hamas, and the threats that could have erased Israel from the map. This is not a routine press conference. This is a leader, unfiltered, unguarded, revealing how close Israel came to destruction and how it rose again. This is Benjamin Netanyahu speaking as you've never heard him before. A rare window into Israel's war for survival and its rebirth. The Prime Minister said the following: "When I was asked about the latest hostage release, I said something simple. This war will not end until every one of them comes home. The deal we reached is only the first stage. We are still working for those who remain in captivity and for the fallen who deserve to be brought home for burial. The war with Hamas continues. It will not truly be over until Hamas is disarmed completely. First, the hostages, then the weapons. Only when Gaza is fully demilitarized and its terror infrastructure destroyed can the fighting truly end. Some nations call for compromise, but you cannot compromise with terror. Either Hamas lays down its weapons, or we will remove them, one by one, tunnel by tunnel. I would prefer the easy way, but if not, we will finish it the hard way. When we prepared to enter Rafah, Hamas's final stronghold, the pressure on us was immense. World leaders warned me that if Israel continued, weapons shipments might be halted. I told President Biden directly, "You are the President of the United States, and I respect that, but I am the Prime Minister of the one and only Jewish state. Respect my decision. We will continue." He said Israel might be left without weapons. I told him, "Then we will fight with our fingernails, but we will fight." A few days later, Secretary Blinken came to Israel to deliver the same message. I told him, "We will not stop. We will take Rafah. We will secure the Philadelphi Corridor. We will destroy every smuggling tunnel." Leadership is not about pleasing the world. Leadership is about protecting your people, even when you stand alone. As the war raged, another danger was growing, one far greater than anything in Gaza. Iran was sprinting toward nuclear weapons, not in years, in months. They already had the material, but not the final capability. I could not wait. We struck their most critical facilities and removed the scientists driving the program. That single decision pulled Israel back from the brink of annihilation. Some say you cannot destroy knowledge. I say you can destroy those who would use it to murder millions. Then came Lebanon. Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, had become the link that connected Iran's axis of terror. Removing him would shatter the chain. I heard the warnings. If you strike him, it could start a regional war. Others said, "At least tell Washington first." I rejected both. I ordered the strike aboard my flight to New York, as I was en route to address the United Nations. By the time I stepped onto the podium, Israeli jets were already airborne. Minutes later, the operation was complete. The head of the serpent was gone. The axis was broken. For the first time in years, Israel could breathe freely. We did not ask for permission, because the survival of the Jewish state will never depend on anyone else's approval. From the first day, I told the generals this is not another operation. It is a war for our existence. Some recommended calling up 50 or 60,000 reservists. I said no, call everyone. 400,000 Israelis, men and women, left their jobs and families and reported for duty. It was the largest mobilization in our history. Then came another question. Should we strike Hezbollah simultaneously and fight on two fronts? I said no. We will hold the north, but our main effort must be Gaza, where the slaughter began. If you try to fight everywhere, you win nowhere. Airstrikes alone could not destroy Hamas's fortress. Their tunnels reached 50 meters below ground. Above them stood towers rigged with explosives. Gaza was one of the most dangerous urban battlefields on earth. But our soldiers went in, block by block, tunnel by tunnel. They faced mines, traps, snipers, and prevailed. Their bravery will be remembered for generations. Through military pressure and diplomatic leverage, we brought home more than 100 hostages. Every rescue came from relentless determination and the courage of our fighters on the ground. People ask what it was like to lead during those months. It was brutal. The media turned against us. Protesters filled the streets. My family received death threats. Lies spread daily, yet decisions had to be made every hour. There were moments of isolation, but when I visited the troops and saw their faces, I drew strength. They said to me, "Don't give up. Keep fighting." That belief, their faith in Israel, sustained me. My wife, Sarah, was my anchor. She faced threats no one should endure. As a child psychologist, she would come home after caring for children scarred by terror, see the attacks on TV and tell me, "Ignore it. Focus on protecting our people." Her courage kept me steady. I also thought of my father, who taught me that Jewish strength must never depend on others, and my brother Yoni, who gave his life rescuing hostages in Entebbe. Their memory reminded me that surrender was not an option. In the later stages of the war, our partnership with President Trump proved critical. He understood the Middle East better than most leaders I've ever met. When we met in Washington, I brought full operational plans for striking Iran's nuclear program. I told him we are going to act with or without support, but if America stands with us, it will change history. He understood immediately. He said, "Do what you must." Our coordination was seamless. In his own words, there has never been such cooperation between an American president and an Israeli prime minister. Together, we changed the strategic reality of the Middle East. 2 years later, Israel stands stronger than ever. We faced annihilation and survived. We were struck by terror and rose even higher. I call this the War of Renewal. It was not only a military victory, but a spiritual one. It proved that the Jewish spirit cannot be broken. We extend one hand in peace, but with the other we hold the sword of Israel. That balance keeps us alive. Our enemies respect strength, and our friends admire resolve. I've been asked if I will continue to lead. My answer is yes, because this fight is not finished. The mission of protecting Israel's future never ends. We changed the Middle East once, and we will do it again. Israel will never fall, because the God of Israel, the God of our ancestors, is still with us. And as long as we remember that, no power on earth can destroy us. The Channel 14 interview ended as it began, with applause and a sense that something historic had unfolded. For nearly an hour, Netanyahu spoke in Hebrew to his people, yet his words now echo far beyond Israel's borders. He revealed the choices that reshaped the region, the strikes no one saw, the threats few understood, and the faith that kept him standing. Some call it defiance, others call it destiny, but for Israel it was something else entirely: survival. Whether you admire him or oppose him, this moment offered a rare truth, the voice of a leader who has lived at the edge of history. The war for Israel's survival continues, but so does its renewal. This is the war for Israel's future, and it's only just begun. Please comment below what you think of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's interview. Thank you for watching.
ולניצחונות גדולים. תודה.
תודה רבה לכם. תודה רבה.
אוקיי,
It's 2025. America's debt is over $37 trillion, and the dollar just had its worst crash since 1973. That puts your savings and your family's future at risk. That's why we trust Alpha Omega Gold, a company that stands unapologetically with Israel and supports Stand Tall Israel. Visit ao.gold/stand to claim your free precious metals wayfinder guide or call 1-855-426-4653 today. Protect your future before it's too late.